We've come a long way to reach the spot we are currently at. At the beginning of the year last year, we didn't even know if we were going to have an NFL season. We didn't know if we were going to have any sports come back over the season, but we did. We came back. Now we are at the NFL Super Bowl. We have the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, this game isn't only important for the quarterbacks involved and the teams, but it's also important because this is the first Super Bowl in history where a team will be playing at their home stadium in the Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, because of the whole home and away schedule for the teams, they're actually the home team, but even if they were the away team, they would still technically be the home team. So I'm Nick Dwyer here for the 10th inning, giving you a quick preview and prediction. I already wrote an article about this earlier. I will leave that link down in the description, but this video right here, this is going to be more about a gut prediction. If you want to get more into it, click down in the description. But if you just want to hear a gut prediction, listen to this video. So if y'all enjoy it, leave a like on it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Now let's get to it. Let's start with the Kansas City Chiefs, how they got here. So over the regular season, they were just dominating everyone. Now week 2, it was a bit of a scare versus the Los Angeles Chargers when they won in overtime, but up until their bye week really, they just started dominating every team they played, including one of the better teams in the league, Baltimore Ravens. They defeated the Buffalo Bills. They beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers already. Now that one wasn't a dominating game. They only won that one 27-24. But the biggest thing with the Kansas City Chiefs, are they the team from last year? Because they weren't dominating every team by the end of the season. At the beginning of the season they were doing that, but by the end of the season, they were narrowly winning games. Now they were winning games. That's what matters. I'm not arguing that. But they were barely winning games. When you have the best roster in the NFL, which, yes, the Chiefs do have the best roster in the NFL, they have the best quarterback in the NFL. He won't win MVP this year. At least he shouldn't. Aaron Rodgers should. But Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league right now. The Chiefs should have been dominating everyone they played. Now, at the end of the season, with Patrick Mahomes as their starter, they were 14-1, so it didn't matter. They lost their last game. Patrick Mahomes wasn't starting. Then in the playoffs, they got that 1 seed. They got the bye week. Then they played the Cleveland Browns. They were doing well up until halftime. In the third quarter, scary play. Patrick Mahomes went down, wobbly coming up, went out of the game with a concussion. The Chiefs held on, though. The big question, was he going to be able to play against the Buffalo Bills? Well, he was, and their offense looked as good as they have all season long. That doesn't bode too well with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But now let's get to how they got here. So obviously the big news with Tampa coming into the season, Tom Brady decided to join Tampa Bay. But no offseason. So how are they going to gel together at the beginning of the season? Well, it took some time. They lost the opener to the New Orleans Saints in a somewhat competitive game. Wasn't that close of a score, but somewhat competitive game. They were doing all right. By the time they got to their bye week, they were 7-5. They were 7-3, but then they went on a 2-game losing streak, including one loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. Went to 7-5 before their bye week, but they won 4 straight to finish the season out, going 11-5 in the regular season. Then come playoff time, they got the 5th seed in the NFC. They went up against the weakest NFC division winner. That would be the NFC East division winner, the Washington football team. Now, to be fair, Washington gave them a little bit of a run for their money, but you can't just look at the score to that game. That game was really never that close as the score would say. They ended up winning that game. They moved to the divisional round where they would play for the 3rd time in the season, the New Orleans Saints. We have Tom Brady, future Hall of Famer, going up against Drew Brees, future Hall of Famer. Well, one of the future Hall of Famers won, obviously. The Tampa Bay defense absolutely decimated New Orleans' offensive line. They got to Brees, forced Brees to have a very poor game. Tampa Bay ended up winning that game, moving to the NFC Championship, where he would once again go up against another Hall of Famer, one who hasn't really fared too well in NFC Championship games, in Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Now, this was a close game all around. Tampa Bay would do something, Green Bay would come right back. Then Tampa Bay would do something, Green Bay would come right back, and just so on throughout the game. Tom Brady actually had 3 interceptions on the day. The Buccaneers had 3 turnovers, but their defense, they came to play when they were needed to. Yeah, they gave up some big plays. Aaron Rodgers, in all aspects, actually had a great game. The one interception he threw, that was pass interference. But the referees weren't calling it all game long until the very end. We'll get to that. So, all in all, Aaron Rodgers had a great game offensively, but their defense, when it mattered, they forced Aaron Jones to fumble the ball. They recovered that. They got that one Aaron Rodgers interception. So, every mistake that Brady did make that game, it never really came back to hurt them. Then they had the lead, they had the ball in the final minutes of the game, and there was a bit of a controversial call, mainly because they hadn't been calling it all game long. It was a pass interference. Don't get me wrong there. It was a pass interference. But if you're not calling it all game long, calling it right there, that's a bit of a stretch right there. But Green Bay, they had their opportunities. They could not capitalize when it mattered. Tampa Bay's defense showed up. They didn't need Tom Brady to be the greatest of all time in that game. That just shows how well balanced of a roster they actually have. But now they're going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. We have the 14-2 regular season Kansas City Chiefs going up against the 11-5 regular season Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This should be a great game. Now let's just start with the matchup everybody is going to be looking at. The quarterback versus quarterback. We have the young GOAT in Patrick Mahomes going up against the GOAT, Tom Brady. Brady is looking for his 7th Super Bowl ring, trying to join Peyton Manning as the only starting quarterback in NFL history to win 2 Super Bowls with different teams. Then we have Patrick Mahomes looking to lead the Chiefs to back-to-back Super Bowl victories for the first time since the 2003-2004 New England Patriots led by, you guessed it, Tom Brady. Now Brady did struggle a little bit at the beginning of the season, but he has really turned it on. Looking at his playoff games recently, yeah, the 3 interceptions were bad last week, but he is spotting that ball exactly where he wants to for the most part. He's looking great. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Rob Gronkowski, Scotty Miller. He has found what he needs to. This is maybe the most talented roster that Tom Brady has ever had. Then you look at his offensive line. They are blocking so well for him right now. The best way for the Chiefs to do anything is get pressure on him, but we'll get to that. Then we look at Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, he may be the most talented quarterback in NFL history. We thought Aaron Rodgers was, but look at Patrick Mahomes right now. He can do anything he wants to. He may not be a, quote, mobile running quarterback, but he's elusive. He's mobile. He can get out of the pocket, destroy you on the run, to throw on the run, whatever it takes. But his left tackle is out for this game. Eric Fisher is out for this game. So if the Buccaneers can get pressure on him from the left side, and if they can contain him, that's the most important part. If they contain him from that left side, don't allow him to roll out to that side. If they keep him in the pocket, it could be bad things for Kansas City. But overall, in the quarterback matchup, I have to go with Patrick Mahomes over Tom Brady right now. Then we go to the running game, and Kansas City, they don't run because they have Patrick Mahomes. They have that pass offense. Now, can they run? Yes, they have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They have the midseason pickup, Le'Veon Bell. They have Mecole Hardman, who they use on reverses all the time. But they don't rely on that all the time. They rely on the pass, then do the run when they need to. But, who is the better run defense? Let's look at this. Tampa Bay has the much better run defense. They have the top 5 run defense in the NFL. Buccaneers, 1. Kansas City, 1. Because Kansas City's run defense is not good. And that takes us to Tampa Bay's running backs, Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette. Last time you played the Kansas City Chiefs, you didn't run it that much. You ran it a total of 12 times with your running backs, got 75 yards. 75 yards doesn't seem that great, but considering you only ran it 12 times, that's pretty good. A big reason for that, though, is that they got down big early. They were down 27-10. So, they were forced to throw. If you are not forced to throw this time, you run the ball against this weak run defense. Because Kansas City, they have a good pass defense. Now, Tampa Bay threw for over 300 yards, but again, they were throwing all game. Make sure you run the ball this time. Get more balance. Don't allow Kansas City to get up early like they did last time. Because Kansas City, on the flip side, they had over 400 passing yards last time these two teams met. As Tampa Bay, you cannot allow that. And if you get that pressure on Mahomes, force him to do something, now you're not going to beat Mahomes every time. He's going to get out of it once or twice. But if you get some key stops, I think that's the important part right here. So in the passing game, Kansas City has the advantage with Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Mecole Hardman. But in the running game, Tampa Bay has the big advantage with Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, that run defense, everything. Kansas City's pass defense is much better, even though they didn't really show it. Kansas City's pass defense is much better than Tampa Bay's. So what is this game going to come down to in the end? Which defense is going to be able to make that big stop first? A big reason why Tampa Bay is here right now is because their defense is extremely talented. They may not be one of the best in the league, but they are extremely talented, especially at getting the ball. Tom Brady, 3 turnovers last game. You think the Buccaneers have no chance of winning the game against the Green Bay Packers? Wrong. They forced 2 turnovers. They were able to stop the Packers when they needed to. That's what you have to do. You're not going to be able to slow down the Chiefs every time, but you have to slow them down just enough. If you slow them down just enough, you are doing your thing. You give your offense a chance. You give Tom Brady a chance to get the ball out to Gronk, out to Mike Evans, out to Chris Godwin. But if you don't do that and you give Patrick Mahomes any more opportunities than he needs, that is not a good recipe for success. But on the flip side, if Kansas City's defense can't do anything, if Tampa Bay, it's a close game and they just keep running the ball, you're going to make Kansas City's defense tired and it won't be good for their defense. But if you force them to throw, they can make some big plays. The first team to get some big key stops on 3rd and short, 4th and short in the opponent's territory in the red zone, that is the team I think is going to win. Now, this could easily be a game. The over-under for this game is 56.5. This could easily be over that game. Don't be surprised if it's the over this game. This could honestly be one of the highest scoring Super Bowls in NFL history, but don't be shocked if we see the under. The first time these two teams met, 27-24, Kansas City going into Tampa Bay. Honestly, don't be surprised if we see that again. So finally getting into the prediction, I think as hard as it is for me to bet against the GOAT, Tom Brady, I think Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, they have their number right now. With how Patrick Mahomes played 2 weeks ago against the Buffalo Bills, with everyone thinking, oh, is he going to play? Is he not going to play? And just what kind of a good game he had, 28 for 39, 3 touchdowns, over 300 yards, and Tom Brady looking shaky. Tom Brady looked shaky against the Packers defense, which is good in the past game. The Chiefs' defense is also good. Then you go to Kansas City, who played Buffalo. Buffalo absolutely stopped Baltimore from doing anything. But Buffalo, they couldn't get to Patrick Mahomes. Therefore, Mahomes had time to do anything he wanted in that passing game. If Tampa Bay can't get to Mahomes, he's going to have the same thing. And Tampa Bay, they can't count on turnovers. It'd be great if they get it, but you can't say, yeah, we're going to get 2 turnovers. We're fine. No, you can't. Therefore, I think Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs will end up winning this game. It's so tough for me to go against Tom Brady and the GOAT, but I think the young GOAT's going to take this one. I think the Chiefs are going to win this game with a final score. I'm actually going with the under in this game. I think the Chiefs win this one 30-26. Put in the final score, 56 points, just under the 56.5. Now that's my prediction. Again, if you all want to go read more, click the link down in the description. But that is my prediction. If you all think differently, let me know down in the comment section. I will see everybody after the Super Bowl. For Nick Dwyer and the 10th inning.